Now, the chairman of the U.S. Senate Foreign Relations Committee has congratulated President Trump on the India-U.S. trade deal, calling it a superb accomplishment. In a post on X, he highlighted that the agreement reduces trade barriers with the U.S. and strengthens strategic ties, noting India's role as a close partner with a prominent diaspora in the United States. And of course, he added that under the New Deal, India is pledged to buy American, a move that will also help counter Russian aggression and support efforts to end the war in Ukraine by reducing India's purchases of Russian energy. Now, the committee chairman emphasized India's importance as a partner in the Indo-Pacific, particularly in countering China's influence, framing the trade agreement as both an economic and geopolitical milestone. I want to go back now to Mr. Bharat Barai. He's a foreign affairs expert and chairman of the U.S.-India Community Foundation. And I want to open this discussion a little bit between all my guests. Mr. Bharat Barai, I'd like you to respond to Professor Arvind Singh Tejawat about what he just said a few minutes ago.
Well, as I said, I beg to respectfully disagree with him. He is only looking at India's selfish interests, but no agreement can occur between two parties unless it is reasonably fair to both the parties. The reason why there is 0% duty on the imports from United States, because the United States is running a big deficit of $40 billion. So there has to be more exports from the United States to India till they come roughly equal or within 5–10%, and then it could be renegotiated. And that's how the whole world. You know, you can reduce your trade deficit by two means. A, you try to lower your currency, which is what India has done. When I went to United States, the rupee was like $4 rupees and 75 paisa. Today it is almost 92. So consistently rupee has been devalued, and now it is at 92 rupees. This is how India is managing by floating its currency. United States has chosen to put the duties, and it's not true that it does not have the effect. For example, I live in Chicago area where steel industry was suffering very badly because of cheap imports from steel from China, Brazil, and India. And after they put 25% duty, the steel industry has stabilized, and thousands of workers who were losing their job, now they have their jobs. Same thing is automobile industry. So many automobiles were being imported or being manufactured in Mexico. After putting the duty on Japanese and European as well as Korean cars, so Honda and many other companies have decided to bring their plant back to United States to manufacture. Now granted that those industries which are very labor intensive, like stitching the clothes, garment, those things probably will stay abroad, but everyone realizes that not 100% of the things will be manufactured in United States. But if the duties bring some of the reasonable amount of manufacturing back and try to reduce the trade deficit, that's the goal. So I don't think that there is any unfair or anything wrong. Plus remember that almost all the countries in the world, they are facing a different amount of duties, maybe ranging from 50% to 10%. So nobody has been exempted. So India should not feel that they should be exempted because they are running a trade deficit and it has to be bridged. I want to make a comment about Senator Risch, the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. We have very good relationship with him. In fact, I've been with Senator Risch 3 times in last 3 months, and he has been having a very active conversation with Indian American community. And we have been able to represent to him the relationship between the two countries and what needs to be done. And I can tell you, without going into too much of internal details, he has been very supportive of it. And he has personally talked to Mr. Miller, who is the advisor to President Trump himself. So he has been a very helpful person as far as US-India relations is concerned. Senator James Risch of Idaho, who is the chairman of Senate Foreign Relations Committee. And we have talked, by the way, many other congressmen and senators. Remember, we are the voters in the United States, and we are also financial contributors to many of the congressmen and senators' campaign, and we do try to represent the case to try to make a good deal.